Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DRC Digital Racing Championships Tier 2 Season 4 Round 9 here at Abu Dhabi. We're coming to the end of the Formula 1 season, Season 4 to be exact. I am your commentator, Deflington, and as always, I am joined by my good friend Vlad. Vlad, how you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
And we're joined by our guest commentator from Singapore, Red. Red, how are you doing?
Meet more because my voice is robotic. I'm doing fine.
Yeah, so
And I'm not from Singapore, I'm from Canada.
I know, but you were there for Singapore.
Oh, yeah, I was there for Singapore. Yes, I was.
Okay, well, just so everyone knows, Red's the reason Vlad is laughing is Red for some reason his microphone has decided just be a robot this afternoon. We did test it earlier and there was no issues, but as soon as the stream started, we've got a bunch of issues. But anyway, so Vlad, why don't we quickly sum up just a couple of words, because I know this is your favorite part when I make this. You do this. What happened in Singapore, Vlad?
Um. So. Oh wait. Yeah. So I'm gonna go straight to the final lap because that's all I remember. Um. Jakob was second behind MKL, who
That was in
was
Tier
leading the
1.
race. Oh shit. Um. Fuck.
It was.
Okay.
I can help you, Vlad, if you want.
Please
So,
do.
so Striker Boy was leading. Safety car came out. He pitted under the safety car, but overtook the safety car, resulting in a disqualification. Basically,
Yes, I remember now.
ending his title challenge on the spot, which was devastating for Striker Boy. The standings going in to this race here at Abu Dhabi, we can crown a World Drivers' Champion here in Abu Dhabi, which is Penguin. Penguin leads on 133 points. Juno is now second on 82 points, and Striker is now third on 71 points. So I think if Penguin outscores only by a few points, Penguin will be World Drivers' champion. But in the constructors, that's where it's closer. Alpine are on 166 points, Red Bull 163, Mercedes 153. So that's all to be played for in the constructor standings. But Vlad and Red, I think Vlad, do start first. I think you'd agree that Penguin has driven fantastically this season. If he can wrap it up with a race to spare, that's brilliant for him.
Yeah, he's had a brilliant season. I think he's really deserved this title so far. He's not really put a foot wrong, or at least not too often. So yeah, he's had a good run throughout season four.
Four. Season 5's next year. Next year? That's correct. Yes. Sorry.
Yes.
And also, just want to add, I'm a very tired man. I will probably make a few crofty mistakes today.
I'd just like to add as well. I'm stupid, so
Yep. And Red's a robot. So there's not really a lot we can add to this. I'm also running a software in the background that Scrub told me to run, which apparently does something. I'm not sure what it does. He
great
did
insight.
he did explain it to me, but I forgot. I was meant to load it up before I loaded the game up, but I forgot, so I loaded it up when I was in the game. I'm sure that doesn't affect anything. But I think we're about to get started as people readying up to go.
Yep, only 4 people not ready up now. So
14 drivers are in. 13 now. Oh, it's because some guy keeps jumping around from spectate. Sorry, Robot Red tried to say something.
Yeah, it's 5 seconds to quality. That's what I was saying.
Yes. If you speak robot, please type in the chat.
oh yeah, I have to be
robot.
looking at chat, don't I?
Yes, Vlad has been looking
I'm
at chat because
sure.
I'm, as usual, prepared for this. But qualifying
I am
has
the chat
started here today. We are doing a new rule for qualifying where if you're not in before qualifying starts, you have to join mid-qualifying because we can't afford to wait. There's been too much delaying, and me, Vlad, and Red can only fill for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, I'm not very good at it.
I'm okay at it, but you know, I like to use my voice for commentating, not for filling up space.
Okay, there's a new message in chat. It's very convenient for Red Wine. Red Wine speaks robot, coming from Red Wine.
That is convenient.
So
That is
yeah,
that.
so we're gonna have a translator for us now.
That's good. What? I don't know why it broke. It's so annoying. It was fine. It was completely fine. But anyway, Red's here. Red's great. Everyone loves Red. He's a very nice guy. I'm talking like he's
Donkey.
not here.
He's also made of aluminium.
Yeah. He's like the Terminator.
Oh, another robot that I don't know.
Right.
I
Anyway,
can't think of any more robots.
I think we're in the game. I think you can see it on stream.
Yes, you can.
13 drivers ready to start the penultimate qualifying session of the year here at Abu Dhabi. Now, Abu Dhabi, I don't have a track map because I don't have my phone on me, or my computer on me, sorry. But, Vlad, that's your job to look up the track map. But it's changed in recent years, hasn't it? New changes for Abu Dhabi, and also there's no sound. Yes, there is. It's just very quiet.
Removed the chicane after the back straight to improve overtaking, and then moved the chicane after the other straight to make a long, fast, banked left-hander. Yeah.
Yes, that is correct. And we are on board with Labadane at the moment. Labadane teammates with Penguin. Penguin's just overtaken him. This is your World Championship leader and can win the world title this weekend with, I believe, a victory. But I think he can win it even without a victory. Juno, the closest challenger to him. There's quite a big points gap. I think it's more than a race win, the points gap. I think it is. Glad you want to quick check for us, or Fred, check for us.
Between Juno and Labudane.
Between Juno and the other one.
Penguin.
Between Juno
Penguin.
and Strike. Oh,
Penguin.
between Juno and Penguin.
Juno
Yeah,
and
it
Penguin.
looks like more than a race win. More than a race win. That's 18 and 33 points. So 18 and 33. That's 51 points. Yep.
51 points. Is that even catchable?
No, it isn't. Wait, 51 or 61?
51.
Oh, it's catchable if they have a win with fastest lap every single race.
There's
The
two races
remainder
left.
of the season. Yeah.
Okay,
that's
so Juno
a
can
win
only
with
win
fastest lap.
if Juno has to win the race with fastest lap and Penguin has to not score?
Yeah.
Right,
Yep.
well, we're on a qualifying lap with Penguin. Vlad, take us through it.
Penguin. Let me find them. 13. Okay, coming through T4 now. Long right-hander, easy flat in these cars. Then we'll come down to the new section of track, sharp hairpin. So Max Verstappen dive down the inside here in 2021. It's important to get a good X out of here and not exceed the track limits. There's a long back straight down here. There's quite a few straights on this track. Gonna reach upwards of probably 200 miles an hour. Then it's gonna be a very, very hard braking zone into a relatively quick left-right sequence here. It's again very important to get another good X out of here because another long straight with a DRS zone here. There's a slight bend in the track here. It's not really going to bother the drivers. Then it's going to be not the hardest of braking zones into the left-hander, banked. Difficult to get right, difficult to get on the throttle across the long turning phase. And here you've got to open up the corner as much as possible to flow into a moving braking zone. Anyway, another chicane. Abu Dhabi's famous for this. And tight, and then right up against the wall coming out of this corner. There'll be a flat right-hander coming in the final corner. Long right-hander. It's difficult to get right, and then up on the curb. It crosses the line to do a 124.02.
So that is provisional pole as it stands by 0.08 of a second between himself and Valid. Valid obviously fighting for Alpine. So Alpine got their two drivers, Red Bull got their two drivers, and Mercedes got their two drivers here. Juno goes 6th with a 25.5. You got Pockets in there with a 24.6. Ledux with a... Is it Ledux? That's him? That's right, I think.
Yes.
25.3, and Alonso Thunder with a 25.6. A few people yet to do their laps. Pickerick, I think, crashed on his qualifying lap, so he's in the pits at the moment. Striker Boy having his win cruelly taken away from him last time out in Tier 2, crossed the line to go third fastest. He also had a win cruelly taken away from him in Tier 1, because I believe we reverted back to the lap before, which Striker wasn't leading.
Yeah, it does. So he made the most of the crash between Jakob and MKL, but it's just unfortunate for him. There's nothing really to do about it. He tried his best throughout that race.
Did Davido's also driving today in the Alfa Romeo, done a 27.0, but he's on medium tyres, so I imagine he's just learning the track. I believe he hasn't done a lot of practice, from what I understand. Panny, the Aston Martin driver, very consistent driver this season, currently doing their lap around Abu Dhabi. Now, I've driven this circuit, I've been doing some practice for it, for the Tier 1 race tomorrow, and I really don't like it. I'm not a fan. I don't know what you think, Vlad. I just can't seem to get grips to it with it.
Yeah. I've not driven much of it. I am still like really used to the old circuit since they didn't introduce it in the 2021 game. So it does feel weird coming to the left-hander and not braking hard for the chicane. I think I will learn to enjoy it once I learn the track more, but it just feels uncomfortable with how used to I am to the old layout.
Exactly, so Panny goes the slowest of the soft runners we've had so far with a 27.0, but I think he's just doing a slow lap. And someone coming out the pits, Pickle Rick coming out the pits there in the Ferrari.
Not much separating the top three here. I think we could see Striker Boy. I think we will see a driver going to the 23s here, not by much, but it's obviously it's always going to be possible when it's only 200 separating the gap between a 23 and a 24.
There is a question that's on my lips here, Vlad. Obviously, Jacob is driving this weekend, reserving for the Ferrari team. Obviously, after his incident in Singapore, he has a qualifying ban. He can't serve that in the Tier 2 race, can he?
I don't think he can. That would be a bit broken,
Because
since it's sort of an excuse, really, isn't it?
yeah, he served it. He should serve it in the tier that he picked it up in, not in the tier that he's currently reserving in.
Yeah,
So
it's just sort of like excusing his crime, isn't it?
yeah, so I'd assume that he won't be serving it. Sorry, they won't be serving it today, but maybe he is. Maybe he's found a way past it. We don't know. I hope that's not the case, because obviously I'm rooting for that Deflin guy to win the title. What about you, Vlad? Are you rooting for the Deflin guy? That's who I've heard you're rooting for.
Personally, a fan of that guy.
Ah, well, fair enough. He's a good
Snacks in the chat says he's starting from back to practice for tomorrow,
Ah,
so he won't be running any laps.
so he won't be serving his qualifying ban. Thank you, Jacob, for explaining that one.
Interesting strategy, because it's not going to make his life easy. I mean,
No, but
obviously with the track changes, it's easier to overtake here, but
Yeah.
it's not that easy.
he is starting from the back tomorrow as well, obviously with that qualifying ban. So, and Jacob can also win the title, I believe, tomorrow in Abu Dhabi. He needs to outscore the person in second place by a few points, because I think it's a 27-point advantage at the moment. So another win for Jacob and another DNF for the man in second place would end the title there. So Penguin on another flying lap here. Take you through this lap with 10 minutes on the clock, heading through turn 1 there in 4th gear, getting straight back on the power for the fast left and right handers. Leave it in about 7th gear, keep it flat to the floor, don't want to be letting off at all. You can run wide on those curbs there. Now the new braking zone, aim for the apex. Is a clunky corner this, you want to get it absolutely right, perfect rotation of the car through there, and then down the long DRS straight. Good opportunity to overtake cars down the DRS straight. Then it becomes a slight corner, and then it goes back down to a straight, and then a weird heavy braking zone. Got to aim for the apex, and then you got to aim for the second apex, not running over it. Does lose the rear end there, should lost him a few tenths of a second. Short shifting up into 7th from 4th gear. I think that's probably lost him a lot of time. Down the second long back straight into the new left hand. He's 6 tenths down. I assume he's banned in this lap. Not going to be improving from there. But yeah, it's a really risky track here. Obviously, with the way the track is, you need to run it in high gears, and it's just odd. It's just a clunky old circuit.
Yeah, it's not. It just doesn't have a good flow to it. You can never get in the flow of a track like this when it's just constant corners. There's no real break between them, and when there is a break, the next corner after that is even more clunky than the last.
Oh, Pockets is on a good lap here, 4 tenths up in the middle sector. So that's a purple middle sector for Pockets coming through the infamous final sector now. Saw Nick Latifi crash there in 2021 as pockets. May not be fighting for the World Championship, but is fighting for the Constructors with Alpine. Has come through the final corner now. Is this time good enough for a provisional pole? And it's not. It does improve by 0.4 of a second, but not good enough. It does put him into that 124.1 category where a lot of drivers are sitting right now. Striker Boy just starting another flying lap here. A lot of drivers in those 124.1. The top 5 separated by about 0.2 of a second. That's exactly where we want to see it. These guys, all of the top 3 in the Constructors battling for the top 6 places. That's great.
Yeah. See Striker Boy run a little wide there. Every time I cut in, I really want to do a Scottish accent to make one of the other commentators in real life. But I can't bring myself to do it because I don't think it would be very funny.
Well, it might not be funny, and it also might be racist, so we've got to be a bit careful there.
Scottish people are also white.
Yes.
I can't be racist against white
Scottish
people.
consider race. Let's stop this conversation before it goes somewhere wrong. The Striker Boy on his lap there, he didn't find a lot of time in the first sector, so he's going to find it all in the middle sector. Not too far off Penguin's lap time. Now he really needs to out-qualify Penguin if, obviously he doesn't have a chance of the championship. He's actually too far away now due to his DNF in his disqualification in Singapore, I should say. Again, not really his fault, but unfortunately it's just the way the dice rolls sometimes, and Striker has been on some bad luck this season. I think you'd agree.
Yeah, it's him and Thunderfox, who wasn't participating today, not had the best of season in terms of luck. So clearly have the pace, but sometimes just doesn't go the way they want to.
Striker abandoning his lap there, didn't improve at all. So abandoning and Fake has improved to P6 and Davidus into P7. So Juno, got to find a bit of time here. Only running P8, wants to be up there with his teammate in terms of the battle for the Constructors title. Pickle Rick isn't having the best of times. He's had a few spins already. We'll be looking to improve from 11th. I'm sure the Aston Martin will be looking to improve as well. Jacob obviously not doing any laps in preparation for tomorrow's Tier 1 race, which is clearly his main target tomorrow. Perryland also not doing any laps as it stands. As Penguin's had a spin there in the final sector, he's on an out lap, so he's spun warming up his tyres. It's easily done.
Woo, we've got our first bot in chat. He's offering promotion. Viewers, followers, chats, and chatbots.
Oh, well, that's... no thank you, sir.
I don't think... I'm not sure if we have any Twitch...
Don't have any Twitch mods.
Moderators.
Don't know how we can deal with that one.
I mean, it's not too big of an issue, really, because it's offering to us, and we don't need it, because we have a lot of fans.
We have a lot of fans. Too many fans. Wait, no, not
I
enough
wonder
fans.
I wonder if they go in the chat of like really popular YouTubers or Twitch streamers. Sorry.
No, because then they don't get the attention. So that's what it is. So Ledux is on a flying lap. We're running out of sync with the rest of the drivers. The only McLaren running today. We'll be looking to put a lap time that's better than a 1:25.3. Looking to get into those 1:24s. Again, it's not an easy track. It's easy to overtake around this circuit, especially with the changes. I think the F1 game always makes it easier to overtake in terms of a session. 10th up in the first sector, which is a purple first sector, it says here for Ledux. Has he really found that much pace in the first sector?
He could have, but him running a little bit wide there, it doesn't matter how fast your first sector is. That's going to lose him probably about a 10th or half 10th coming up the straight, and that's really going to matter when he's pushing for pole position.
So coming down the next back straight, DRS wide open here for the McLaren. As we head down the long DRS straight, aiming for sector 2, and it's 2/10 up. It's another purple sector there for Ledux. I don't know if that's just a glitch purple sector, or if that is his own purple sector. We'll find out when he finishes his lap time. Now through the final, used to be quite clunky, but it's now a bit more free-flowing. Got to make sure you get the gears right, can get some real understeer through these corners, and he loses the rear end, and that's a lap time lost. Very similar to the way Nick Latifi did, but Ledux keeps it out the wall. But that was looking like a great lap from the McLaren driver.
Yeah, it did look quite fast, but I think that might have just been a bug from the F1 game. I don't think you can be that fast when you run wide twice.
We do love a bug here at the F1 game. So Labadane has lost it in the first sector. Damn, gets quite the snap there in the first sector. That is not what you want to see. So he's going to have to instantly abandon that lap and try and go again. Red, what are you thoughts right now? Is it Penguin that's going to be on pole by the looks of it?
By the looks of it, it's gonna be Penguin or Striker Boy. Pocket seems to be pushing hard for that pole as well.
He's
at the
returned to
pit stop.
flesh.
And he sounds
he's
not
in
like a
the-
robot anymore.
Oh, that's good. That's good news.
Oh, he's come back.
And he's back.
He just needed a little rest.
Absolutely.
So Penguin was about a few thousandths up in the first sector on his own pole position time. Does enjoy a lock up into that corner. Run through this corner in fourth gear. Interesting gear through there. I think you take second or third. But is there some team play going on here? Is there going to be some use of DRS? But no, Labadane just getting out of the way. Red Bulls have struggled with team play this year. We've seen at previous tracks, Vlad.
Yeah, it was funny watching EMP and you've made me catch on with EMP. He's not electromagnetic pulse. He's EMP.
He's M. But I call
yeah,
him
it's-
EMP. That's my name.
Yeah, EMP just being ahead of Penguin. Penguin's trying to set the fastest lap. I don't think really communicated properly there. That was before he resigned from the season.
So can Penguin improve his lap time? He does get into the 23s, and that's more of a pole position lap time. 23.7. Striker Boy's still in the pits, but he's on his way out lap. 140 on the clock. He should make it to the line in time. Labadane also starting another flying lap. Obviously lost it literally in the first corner on his last attempt. So his tyres slightly more warmed up now as he attempts another flying lap as he runs wide and over the curbs. And he's got enough time to make it to the line, but he's going to have to go quickly. Fake has invalidated his lap time. Davidus crosses the line. It does improve, go P7, but not improve to jump any further up the leaderboard. Juno is on an outlap, and so is Ledux. Pickle Rick is a 10th up in the first sector, looking to improve his. Lonzo Thunder also looking to improve his. Panny has found 8/10 in the in the middle sector, but that's on his own personal lap time. Perryland is also come out.
I don't think we'll see Labadane doing another lap here. He's been slowing down quite a bit, and I'm not sure if he fueled enough for 2 laps or just the 1.
So Perryland looking to set his first lap time of the session. Wait until literally the last moment to set a lap time, hoping track conditions are at their most optimal. So he's about to cross the line to start his first flying lap.
Fake's had a spin coming out turn 9 there. Oh, no, it wasn't Fake, it was Kurumi.
So he's come around the corner to spin. Unfortunately, Striker getting prepared to start his flying lap, and we'll start it now. Labadane has pulled into the pits, so that is his qualifying over with. Oh no, so that's so they're both Red Bulls are in the pits now. So Labadane only 5th, Penguin on pole as it stands, but Striker is on a flying lap, but he's lost the rear end on the curb. He's tapped the wall, and Striker will be 3rd on the grid at best at the moment. Pockets though, 86 thousandths down in the first sector. What's his middle sector like? It's 7 thousandths up, but not good enough for pole as it stands. He's got to find it all in the final sector. Valid stays 2nd fastest, doesn't improve his lap time. Juno is also on a flying lap, but he's going to need quite the monster flying lap to even challenge for that front row. But can Pockets possibly challenge for the front row? There's a half sideways on the circuit. It's going to have to cost Pockets a bit of time there, but I don't think he lifted off too much. So around the final corner, can Pockets get onto that front row with his teammate Valid? He loses the rear end, coming across the line. He doesn't improve. That has probably put him all out of shapes. Juno, on the other hand, is going to finish his lap. Where is Juno going to put his Mercedes? He's going to be near the top 6, crosses the line now. Only 8th for Juno, behind Davidus in the Alfa Romeo. And Pickle Rick has abandoned his lap, which means, once again, it's Penguin on pole position from Valid, Striker, and Pockets. And the only man that can stop Penguin is currently sitting in P8.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult drive for Juno. Has had a bit of good luck throughout the season and put him in the position that he needs. I don't think this will be the race that you can stop him. This will probably be the race that Penguin claims his first title.
He's driven an excellent season, Penguin. We're on the penultimate round of Season 4, heading on to Season 5, where there'll be some changes in the way our tiers will be run, but that will all be revealed come the start of Season 5. But right now, we're here at Abu Dhabi. We're heading onto the Abu Dhabi race. Not the last race of the season, because anyone that would run Abu Dhabi in the last race of the season would be psychopathic. We'll be doing Brazil as the last race of the season. But this could be the last race for the World Drivers' Championship. But I'm sure the constructors will be going to Brazil. But there you go. There's your final qualifying standings for Abu Dhabi. Penguin on pole by about 0.3 of a second from Valid. Then Striker, Pockets, Labadane, Fake, Davos, Juno, Perryland, Ledux, Pickle Rick, Alonso, Pani, and Jacob, who didn't set a lap time because he's preparing for tomorrow's race, where he will be starting from the back of the grid as well. So, exciting qualifying session in Abu Dhabi. It seemed close, but then Penguin decided he's going to drive like Penguin.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised when I saw it in the 23s, but I was surprised when I saw it was 3/10 up.
Yeah, 3/10.
Yeah, it looks like Striker Boy's bad luck struck again with that spin on his last flying lap. I reckon he could have done better, at least run through in that lap.
Yeah, I think he could have improved his lap time, that's for sure. But unfortunately, that will be Strike. Obviously, can't win the World Drivers' Championship now. That ended in Singapore. But he comes into Abu Dhabi knowing that he can help Red Bull win the constructors' standings, but he needs to score as many points as he can. But here we are in the sunset of Abu Dhabi, heading on to a 50% race here with Penguin on pole from Valid. Valid wanting to help Alpine win the constructors' standings. Penguin looking for his first driver's standings. All he needs to do is pick up a victory here, and it'll be game over for the rest of the field, and we will have a world champion. 20 seconds on the clock.
All you need to do is score a singular point.
He needs to score a point. He just needs 1 point, even if he spins and he is like near the back. He just needs to get 10th, and he'll be world champion.
Shouldn't be too difficult, but it is racing. Anything can happen.
And is it going to be today for Penguin as we head for 5 red lights? And we're underway here at Abu Dhabi. It's a good start from Penguin. It's a good start from Pocket as they're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. Penguin gets squeezed out. Pocket's on the inside. Penguin goes all the way around the outside of turn 1. He loses out in the lead, but Pocket's brilliant start off the lead of the race. Then Valid, Striker, battling with Fake, Juno, Labadane, Ledux, Perryland, Alonso, and Jacob up to 11th already from the back of the grid. As Striker is battling, Penguin's already retaken the lead. That's a brilliant start from Penguin. It looked like he'd lost the lead. He's got it back, and that's a frantic start. As here comes Valid battling with his teammate. Here comes Fake. He's going to try and get past both the Alpines down the round the outside. Sorry, as the Alpines tag together. And Pockets, who took a brilliant start, is now falling down the order. He's down to 4th, now down to 5th, and he might be down to 6th by the end of lap 1.
Yeah, it was quite a good start there. From Pockets especially, where Pockets now fall down all the way to P6. Currently fighting with Perryland. It was there. I was touching there, getting side by side with Striker Boy. Striker Boy's going to try around the outside. No, he isn't. I'm looking at the wrong person.
And Striker's
there's contact between him and Labadine. Labadine spins around. And Ledux hits in the back of Labadine. Labadine all the way down to P13 now.
He's got to spin it back on the circuit without taking out the Aston Martin. Aston Martin has to go wide to avoid, but that's the perfect start for Penguin. He actually got squeezed out at the start, but he's now leading the race. It's Penguin that leads from Valid, Fake, Juno, and Perryland in P5 now. Striker in P6, then comes Alonso, Pocket, Ledux, and Davidus, your top 10. Jacob already just almost a metre away from the points, and it's only lap 1 here. Sorry, lap 2.
I think Pockets might have some damage here because he's losing positions really quickly, losing time. He's losing time to cars on the hards, and now Ledux is also going to try and down the inside, and Davidus is going to follow through. Then Jakob's going to follow through as well. So either he has damage or he's just not pulling it together, but it's not going well for Pockets here. Losing positions from going from P1 to out of the points within a lap, and he's going to try and get past these cars here. But I believe he might have some damage. He doesn't have any damage on his wing. No visible damage from our side, but something's not going well in Pocket's cockpit here. And it's going to cost the Alpine team a lot in the Constructors' Championship with how tight it is.
Yes, it will. And David is making a lovely move up into P8 now. He's battling the hat of Alonso Thunder. Strikerboy, on the other hand, only P6. He's about a second behind Periland, not enjoying the Abu Dhabi circuit at the moment. We've got a spin behind. Who's that for? Is that for Leduc? Leduc spinning in the same place he hit Labadane.
And now Davidus comes back on the racing line, driving in Pocket's way. There's a big
crash!
Big crash! 5 cars involved there. No drivers out of the race, but a lot of wings. That's not a surprise. And, oh, Pocket's game's crashed. He's just signed back on the game there. That was AI driving for him.
They wonder why he was so slow. Davidus not pitting there. Has he not got any damage from that incident? That is a miracle that Davidus has walked away with no damage. What happened there, Red? Were you watching?
I was not. I just came on to. I think it was Pockets that I just came on to and saw like cars up on the street.
I was watching it there. Davidus had a spin coming out of that corner, then he tried to get back on track, but spun right in front of Pocket's AI. Pocket's AI then stopped on track, and I think it was Labdane just had to go around the outside, and there's a big mess between him, Linux, and Jakob, I think it was.
Well, it was only a virtual safety car. No safety car needed for that, apparently. So Penguin still leads from Valid, then Fake, Juno, and Periland. So yeah, Pockets and Labadane both battling for their respective constructor are going to really suffer, not scoring any points at the moment. And unless they have another safety car, they're quite far out of this race. Davidus is getting away with it there, but I think the fact that Pocket's AI stopped on track was the real cause of that major incident. So Penguin is running the medium tyre, Valid running the hards, and I wonder if Valid is just getting the thing. Panic gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under VSC, currently running 12th place, and so he's going to have to serve the drive-through this lap. And Penguin, perfect restart there on the VSC, not allowing Valid to get near and causing any problem for himself. But yeah, the hard and medium tyre strategy is going to come into play here. As I'll just get stuff on for everyone. I do apologise. I didn't have that on.
There was only 2 drivers, or there was only 2 drivers at the start of this race. No, sorry, 3 on the start of this race on hards. That was Valid, Karumi, and Pickle Rick. Valid had a really good start to this race. The other 2 drivers, not so much, still on the points though.
So DRS is enabled for Valid here. He's getting pulled along by the Red Bull of Penguin. And Pocket is back in officially now, I believe. So Valid looking to just put Penguin under a bit of pressure. Penguin, as we said, all he needs to do today is score a point, and Juno will not be able to catch him. The only way Juno can catch Penguin is if Penguin DNFs or doesn't score any points, and Juno wins the race with fastest lap. So it's really all in Penguin's hands to not make any stupid mistakes.
Not just the race, both the races.
Yes.
Have to win.
To
And
win
fastest
both the races.
both the races.
Exactly. So it's quite difficult for Juno to even consider the World Drivers' Standing Championship. But I think all the focus for Red Bull will be on winning the Constructors' Standings. Sorry, for Mercedes.
I mean, for this race, there's not really anything to worry about for Penguin. Was that a time? No, it wasn't. Yeah, there's nothing really to worry about here for Penguin. He just needs to keep it straight for the rest of this race, and it won't be a difficult challenge for him. We've seen our good pace and good decent consistency throughout the rest of this from the rest of the season. Yeah, like I said, he just needs to score a singular point to win the Drivers' Championship. That won't be hard.
So Valid just struggling here on these hard tyres. Lang Fake to close up now within 0.3 of a second. These two. So these two will start battling very shortly. Valid has just dropped out of DRS range from Penguins, that's why it allows Fake to close up so much. And Periland also putting Juno under pressure as well, so we'll keep an eye on that battle. But here comes Fake really rapidly down the back straight and just straight past the Alpine driver. Had no way to defend that, and he's now down into P3. It just seemed like an easy pass for him.
I mean, he didn't have much of a challenge from Valid, who's on the harder tyres, has had a decent pace, but not good enough to hold against the softer tyres of Fake.
Fake will
That
help.
is keeping up with him as well.
Yeah.
He's not falling too far behind. That's attacking range as well.
So Fake looking to now try and close back up on Payman, but he's got to defend before he can think about attacking. Got a yellow flag in sector 2, I think that's Ledux that's had a spin, just coming out of the chicane out of the hard braking zone. So we turn to Perryland here in the Aston Martin, looking to attack Juno in the Mercedes. Mercedes currently running 4th, and is that Pockets that's had a spin, sorry? Just
Looks like it. Pockets was just outside, out of track.
It's just one again.
And yep,
Hard tyres there, not shooting them well. He'll be at disadvantage for quite a while as well. Hasn't found the way back in the points with a 3-second gap now to the final position, Davidus. And it will be difficult. He snaps again, just pushing a little bit too hard on the tyres that have heated up with his 2 spins there, and he just needs to keep it slow for a couple of laps to. Because there we go, another spin. He's going to crash into the wall. That might be a bit of damage on the rear wing, which won't help him even more, or bouncing all over the curbs.
Well,
But
I think his floor is gone by now,
he's,
and his tires are cooked as well.
I imagine it's frustration from Pockets, obviously leading the race for a brief moment at least, and then he all sort of went downhill from the disconnect, obviously really hurting him. Perryland has been pressurising Juno this whole lap, almost having an opportunity to overtake him, but not getting close enough on this occasion. Striker Boy still struggling with pace, it seems. It also seems like the hard tyre runners, apart from Ballard, really struggling to heat them up here in Abu Dhabi. Might as well become good later in the race, but I suppose you could say they're taking the pain of the hards early, so they don't have to worry about them later on.
it will be a bit of an advantage later in the race, especially when you will have less tyre wear on the mediums, and Pockets has spun again. But yeah, you will have less tyre wear on the mediums with the low fuel load that comes with later in the race. But it is important to get a good start and make the most out of the start when all the cars are really close up.
And here comes
And we've seen
Perryland
Valid be able to do that, but
past Juno, down the inside, Perryland up into P4. Juno will have a second helping of DRS. Wonder if we can see a re-overtake here for Juno down the second long straight, but Perryland clearly with the straight line speed advantage. I think people are running a different kind of setups around here.
Pockets is probably about his 10th spin now. He just can't get his car around the track with his tyres after a single spin.
I wouldn't be
And
surprised if
it looks like he's pulling it in the pits now.
but imagine to retire from the race. It's a shame for Pockets, a big shame for Alpine as well in their fight for the constructors' standings. He might not retire, but I think it might be curtains for his race, and it is.
He is retiring.
So the first
Disappointing,
retiree
but
of
he could have waited for a safety car. I know it is Abu Dhabi, it's not very likely around here, but anything can happen, and it would save the Constructors' Championship a great deal of pain. He just waited for the safety car. Obviously, even after he pitted, just to get himself around the track, because he would become a lap car very, very quickly. But it's just a massive disappointment for Alpine. And I can imagine Valid isn't very happy either.
Right, in terms of the constructor standings for Mercedes, they'll be the ones most happy at the moment. Penguin obviously is scoring 26 points as it stands, but Labadane scoring no points. Juno and Striker running 5th and 6th. They might just be what they're hoping for this afternoon. They have a somewhat decent point. So obviously they almost had a 1-2 in Singapore, and that was taken away from them. But in terms of battles on track, Valid is still within touching distance of Fake, as he has a quite big snap there on the exit of fast left-hander, but keeps it going in a straight line. He's got, if we have a look at Valid here, he's got 98% ERS. He is not using his ERS here. He's not really pushing.
I think he's saving for later. I think he's waiting for Fake's tires to wear out and then just catch up whenever he saw Fake makes a mistake.
So Davidus gets the first exceeding track limits penalty warning here on lap 9. 20 laps to go here at Abu Dhabi. Fake currently sitting in P2. He's got thing he's got 6% ERS to Valid 99%. So down the back straight here, I think this could be easy time before Valid. He looks to overtake the Haas driver. Should be a simple pass, and it will be a simple pass. Valid straight past the Haas driver. Fake will get a second helping of DRS. He doesn't have the DRS. There's Labadane who's crashed. He's crashed, and that's a full
Where?
safety car. He's crashed in sector 3 there, trying to get to Panny. I don't know what's happened. He's hit the wall. He's spun.
He's on the line.
And hit the wall. He's on the line, and that's definitely a safety car. And it is a full course safety car here on lap 9.
That is what I was talking about for Pockets. If he stuck around for one more lap, sorry, he would be back in the fight for points and back in the fight with the Constructors' Championship.
And
but
Panny gets a second drive-through penalty there.
Second drive-through there. And he goes into the pits, but I don't think he can serve the drive-through right now, can he?
No, he can't serve under safety car. So yeah, Vlad, perfectly correct. Pocket maybe should have stuck around, but too early for hard tyres for the medium runners. I think they're going to call the decision though for hard tyres. Valid obviously decides to stay out. It's probably too long for mediums. You're not going to take mediums 20 laps, but Penguin thinks he can take hards 20 laps. We're going to see who makes the right judgment call. The hards have not been the tyre of choice so far this afternoon, but every one of the medium runners, even Mercedes, are double stacking here. Let's see if Mercedes get the double stack right. Juno gets his pit. It's going to have to be a bit of a wait for Striker Boy, but they get his hard tyres on. Can he get it out in front of the Haas? He does. Oh, he doesn't, but the Haas still has to pull into the pits. But yeah, no, and so one of the hard runners are pitting for mediums. So the only two people to stay out are Ledux, who has made a pit stop, 6th lap old mediums, and Panny, who padded for a new set of hard, but he's currently says he's leading the race, but I believe he's a lapped car. He does go past the safety car. Is that allowed? I don't think that's allowed, is it?
if the game tells him to do it, to unlap him, he sort of forced to, or else I think he'll get disqualified.
We'll find out shortly. But yeah, so Valid has decided to stay out on. So Pockets has joined back in, but DNF from the race. Vlad, you're right.
He did.
He could have been. He could have been in the points. He has the pace clearly, but I don't know if it was damage. I don't know what it was, but that opening lap from Pockets was ridiculous. Taking the lead of the race, but then must have picked up damage from somewhere. Maybe some floor damage, as Red was saying.
It's really difficult, yeah, isn't it?
Oh, hello.
Hello.
I just wanna
Oh, we have done auto checks.
comment on
man.
this. My
Did
game
auto
crashed
checks, man?
before the race started. That's why AI took the start and overheated my tires.
You took the lead on the start.
Yeah, I know, that was AI.
Oh well.
My game crashed.
Well, that was quite. No wonder it was a ridiculous start because it was AI controlled.
Yes.
Well, that's a shame, Pocket.
It overheated the tires, I joined back, immediately spun out, broken my rear wing. That's why I DNF'd.
Ah, well, thank you for that, Pockets.
So it's fourth commentator, maybe?
No, we have enough. Thank you, Pockets.
Aw, I thought I was gonna do you.
No, not yet.
DNF and then commentate.
But
Okay, then.
Thank you, Pockets.
Take a rest.
I just wanted to shit on Vlad for getting it wrong.
Okay, we
Take
don't
the
have
L.
all the information here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pockets.
But-
Right. Well, thank you, Pockets, for that quick.
I'm going to stab him.
I know we need to say like because they do the interviews when someone retires, don't they? I should have done a proper like. Never mind. But next season we'll get some proper interviews. Like if someone DNFs.
We're gonna have Labadine. He's up for a mid-race interview while the safety cars carry on.
Oh, why don't we do that? This is such a Scrub. Write it down. Scrub, are you watching?
We can do this.
This
We
needs to
can literally
happen.
do this right now.
Let's get it in.
There's nothing stopping us.
Right, let's get Labadane in then. Come on.
Okay, right, let's harass Labadine.
Get harass Labadane. Let's bring him in for a DNF interview. while the safety car's out. This is what they do in real life. This fucking Valid's almost got into the back of the safety car. Christ. He's gonna do like a Kimmy style interview. I say, Labadane, what happened? I spun.
I think the safety car is gonna come in this lap.
No, it'll go out for another lap. They'll wait for the field to catch up.
I've pinged Aberdeen. I'll do it the third time, you know,
Yeah, do it a third time.
just to be sure.
This is the content everyone wants. So checking actually quick
Now
times
it's
before we went
15th.
for Aberdeen. Valid does it on 10 lap old hards. He will have to make a pit stop in this race, banking on another safety car maybe. He's not going to pull away from the rest of the field. Maybe he knows. Obviously, the hards take a long time to turn on. We've worked this out. Maybe they take 11 laps to turn on. Maybe he's about to jet away from the rest of the field.
Well, it would be exciting to see Valor just like run away from everybody, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. He does have track advantage. He will have no DRS for the first 2 laps, but fresher tyres are almost always better.
Even these hards.
Yeah, I'd say he's banking on his hards being much more awake than the beginning of the race right now. I'd say he's trying to like rely on that and push forward.
Agreed with you there. We're gonna get a Labadane safety car interview.
He hasn't responded yet, so don't think we will, unfortunately.
Well, it was nice to try, but we should definitely get that. We should definitely try and get that sorted, like properly. I'll speak to Scroll about it. This is the behind the scenes you don't get to see. But anyway, back to action as we're on board with Valid leading here in Abu Dhabi. There was a safety car. Safety car is in this lap. The safety car was caused by Labadane crashing into the wall. Pockets also DNF'd after his game crashed before even the start of the race. Everyone pitted under the safety car except Valid, who's now sitting on 11 lap old hard tyres. Penguin is in second place with Fake running in third. Perryland having a brilliant race for Aston Martin in fourth. Juno and Striker, both Mercs, in 5th and 6th. Alonso Thunder in 7th. Jacob from the back of the grid is now sitting 8th. Davodus with a 3-second time penalty is sitting 9th. And Pickle Rick is sitting 10th. Ladux 11th. And Panny with a drive-through penalty is 12th. He will serve his drive-through, I imagine, this lap. Safety car looking to come in this lap. Valid with the older tyres will be looking to start this as late as they possibly can. The newer tyres will take a long time to turn on. They've taken about a few laps. I think Alonso Thunder is going to have a good restart here on those medium tyres. And Valid has gone, and he has gone quickly, about 6/10 of a second as we begin lap 13 here. Penguin struggling on the restart there, under attack from Fake. People looking to still warm up their tyres there. You can see them as running wide goes Fake there off the circuit. Perryland in 4th with Juno and Striker still running 5th and 6th. But Penguin running wide there. Striker has a time penalty for exceeding track limits. Will Fake send one up the inside? He doesn't do on this occasion. But Valid has pulled out a second gap. And look at these hard tyres struggling at the start of the restart.
Valid's aren't though. Valid's pulling 2nd and a half in just half a lap, and now Fake is going to try it up the outside of Penguin here. Penguin's going to stick his nose on the inside, but not far enough, and Fake is now up in the P2.
Doesn't matter too much for Penguin. Obviously, he is world champion as it stands. Perryland, but also Perryland now putting Penguin under pressure. Has Penguin got some damage here at the start? He did run over those curbs. Perryland up into the podium as Penguin looks to go all the way around the outside. Perryland's still on the inside. They're wheel to wheel here, and Juno is now going to take advantage.
Striker was going to try it around down the inside. Now
Juno,
he's almost in the
Juno's down the inside of Penguin as well. That was close. The two championship rivals. I don't know if they collided there. That was very, very close. But
it was just a wheel bump there. But and now I think Striker Boy is also going to attack Perryland going forward.
So Juno now right behind his main championship rival. Penguin really struggling from the restart here. He's now down to 1.6 seconds, not enjoying the hard tyres through the first warm-up phase. Striker looking to attack Periland like his teammate Juno did. Obviously Periland tried to go down the inside of Penguin into the new left-hander. Wasn't successful, and it allowed Juno to go all the way around down the inside and almost getting Penguin as well. As Fake is attacking the race leader Valid, yet to pit here in Abu Dhabi. As here comes Fake now, down the second back straight. No DRS yet. Davidas has made a move on Jacobsnacht, as there goes Fake, and straight past Valid into the lead of the race. The Haas driver leading here in Abu Dhabi. Penguin now 2 seconds off the leaders and still under pressure from Juno. Do you think he picked up some damage on those curbs? It could have been. It must have been some serious damage.
I'd say he picked up some floor damage. That's what you get for the most part on the curbs. It's a bitch. You can't see on the car itself, but you can really feel it.
We had a spin for Pani at the back of the grid. DRS is enabled here. Juno still sitting within that DRS range, about 0.8 of a second. Penguin maybe finally starting to fire up these hard tyres. He's closing in on Valid. 14 lap old hards. Valid is still within DRS range of Fake, even with those 14 lap old hard tyres. Pani serving his drive-through penalty here on lap 15, his second of the race. And down the back straight, can Valid fight back against Fake? 1.1 seconds now separate Penguin and the top two. Juno did not get DRS from the back straight, wasn't close enough. But can Valid now attack Fake down the DRS second straight? Those older hard tyres still working for Valid here, but not working enough. Doesn't close in nearly enough for the left-hander. So we'll stick behind him as Juno is in about 0.8 of a second range. Periland though, about 0.4 of a second range of Juno. Striker though, very close to Periland. Can he go down the inside like his teammate did? He's quite far back, doesn't make the move. But can he make the move through the twisty, tight nature of the third sector? He thinks about one up the inside, he thinks better of it, but will he try and hold one round the outside? Doesn't make it happen.
He's gonna go for the big straight right after the S's there.
Should be an easy pass with DRS. Juno just dropped out of DRS range of Penguin there because he's under pressure from Periland, and Striker trying to put Periland under pressure to help his teammate out. Penguin back in DRS range of the two front runners. Valid still sitting in DRS range of Fake, somehow running those hard tyres.
Davidas trying to get Alonso there. He has DRS now, going down the back straight.
We'll see how that ends up there. So, Valid, 0.4 of a second. Davidas has got his man into the heavy braking zone. What is the McLaren doing?
That was a big cut. That was a big cut.
And that was a huge incident. He's taken out Davidas. He's taken out Alonso Thunder as well. What was the McLaren driver thinking there? He's gone into the side of him. That is a huge incident. And he's obviously let Davidas past, but what was he thinking? Oh, a Striker's hit Periland! Periland's round. He's almost hit both Ferraris. Ferraris have gone off the circuit. It's chaos at Abu Dhabi. And as Valid is battling Penguin now, Valid is lost out to Penguin. Didn't even see that on the final corner. Maybe Valid stepped out finally. Those 16 lap old hard tyres starting to show their true wear life.
Yeah, he did step out a bit. I'd say he's gonna pit this lap for mediums, maybe?
Maybe medium tyres. He wouldn't be going for a soft tyre, surely. As Ledux does retire in the pit lane. What was he thinking? That's going to be investigated after the session, I'm sure. Now down the back straight, Valid looking to put Penguin back under pressure. How is Valid making these tyres run like they are? It's It is a miracle in work. Juno looking to put Valid under pressure. Striker looking to put his teammate under pressure. Striker did take out Perry Lamb, dive down his inside, but didn't make the move fully. Half move costing both drivers.
Picklery trying to switch with his teammate Snacks.
They go wheel to wheel into the
Yeah.
final corner. Jacob just got the inside line and not being allowed past. Pickle not thinking about a major dive bomb. His teammate sticks behind him. Valid hits the wall. Valid has hit the wall, and has he damaged his car? Those hard tyres finally, I think, have gone. For Valid, he's surely got to make the pit now, and he does on lap 18. The hards have gone, and he needs a new set of rubber. Maybe a lap too late.
Or maybe a stroke of genius right here. You know, if he looks like he's going on mediums, he is going on mediums.
Front wing change as
might-
well.
Yeah, it might just be a stroke of genius right now.
He needs to score big points for Alpine, and Fate's going to be under pressure shortly from Penguin. About 0.8 of a second. Juno about 2.5 seconds behind the two leaders. Striker is fourth. As we just remind you that Penguin can win the world title. He only needs to score a point. The only way Juno can stop him is by winning the last two races with fastest lap. But as it stands, none of that is going to happen, and it's only going to be Penguin with world champion. With 10 laps to go, as Penguin is pressurising Fate. He doesn't need to make any stupid moves. He doesn't need to lead the win, but I'm sure he'll want it.
And Penguin has the fastest lap right now as well.
Yeah,
So he's definitely winning it in this race.
So even if Juno won and Penguin didn't score any points, he wouldn't win. He wouldn't be able to stop him because Penguin would still have the fastest lap. Doesn't obviously give him a point, but it would take 1 point away from Juno that he desperately needs. But now Penguin looking to take back the lead of the race lead that was his before the safety car. Valid didn't pit under the safety car. He's now running in P9 on fresh medium tyres, but he got a big gap to catch up to the rest of the field. Penguin locks up his tyres, heading into the new corner as he looks to get him down the DRS straight. DRS wide open here. DRS wide open. Valid is in the pits. Is Valid going to retire in the pits? Surely not. He does! Well. That is a big surprise. He was running in the points. He decided to retire even after his teammate retired as well. So no points scored for Alpine. The leaders of the constructors standings will change here. But will it be, and it'll be changing in favour of Mercedes, both running third and fourth. So Penguin really pressurising Fake now. Again, doesn't need any stupid moves. He locks up his tyres. He's gone a bit wide. It's cost him time. He's almost hit the wall as well. Just got to be careful with the next two corners. He can't afford another moment like that.
And Panini and Alonso's fighting it out at the back, switching positions like twice in a corner.
Here comes Pani again. I think the Mercedes has swapped round as well. Striker into third now. As here comes Pani down the inside. Isn't close enough to make the move. Stays in P10. So actually, also now with only 10 runners left in the race, Penguin has to retire because he'll be scoring a point no matter where he finishes.
He just has to finish, honestly. He has the fastest lap as well right now, if I remember. If it still is that
I
way.
believe it is his fastest lap of the race. So Penguin out of DRS range for now, making that mistake that almost put him into the wall, but luckily he didn't get put into the wall. Striker and Juno swapping positions. Striker clearly maybe thinking he's the faster driver. Obviously they both just want to score points. They want to start squabbling amongst each other. Neither of them can win the world title as it stands.
Yeah, but right now Mercedes is the only team taking a lead on the a solid lead on the constructors championship. So I'd suggest to keep the calm heads, you know. get as many points as you can in the next 10 laps.
They're both scoring 2 cars worth of points instead of Penguin only scoring 1 car and Alpine scoring none. It's been another dreadful weekend for Alpine. 2 races in a row where they haven't scored really any major points. I don't think they scored any points in Singapore, if I remember correctly. But Penguin back in DRS range of Fake here. Fake looking to pick up a victory in Tier 2 here at Abu Dhabi with 8 laps to go. Striker Boy in 3rd with 2.7. It's a brilliant run through that corner from Penguin. He's right on the rear of Fake. It should be a simple pass for the Red Bull driver. Can he take the lead of the race? He can. Fake can't do anything about it. Panic had a spin in the 3rd sector. And it's caused a safety car. Well.
In the Nicholas Latifi corner.
In the Latifi corner.
And he's out of front wing, so he will pit.
Will pit. Safety car is out. Penguin did get past Fake before the safety car was called. So he is still the leader of the race. Striker is currently in 3rd with a 3-second time penalty. Juno is currently in 4th. Then Jacob, Pickle Rick, Perryland, Davidus, Alonso Thunder and Pani, who's getting a new front wing and a set of soft tyres. Now the question is, are we going to see anyone pull into the pits here and make the risk? We saw Valid's tyres go after 16 laps. Is anyone gonna risk? Anyone gonna risk it?
I'd say Juno can risk it for a soft later on. Maybe.
Juno does risk it.
Is he?
Juno
is in the pits, yeah.
Is in the
I think
pits.
he's going for the softs. Those look like softs.
Yeah,
those are softs.
Soft tyres. So he will get ahead probably of the rest of the guys pitting. He will. Davis also pits, which means he'll come out still P4 here. So Juno, Jacob, Perryland pitted onto a set of medium tyres by the looks of it. Not to a set of softs. Pickle Rick onto a set of softs. Davidus will be pitting onto a set of softs. So Juno will have the best tyre wear of the top 3 come the end of have the best tyre wear at the start of the restart. It's going to be out for a few laps indeed. So that is very interesting.
It's going to be interesting to see how he manages the wear during the safety car, because Abu Dhabi eats out tires quite bad, especially the softs, and he'll need those relatively fresh softs for the pace going down the race.
Well, also thinking about the hard tyres, they went 16 laps on Valid's car before he started having issues with them. Actually hit the wall, having quite the issue with them as well.
16 laps with 2 safety cars.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be interesting indeed. So safety car will be out for another lap here, because Pani is quite far behind. We're going to have to wait for him to catch the rest of the field. Only 10 runners left in this Grand Prix. We've had 4 retirees: Valid, the Ducks, Labadane, and Pockets. Your 4 retirees.
It is quite an interesting strategy call from Juno, but ultimately I don't think it will matter, because Japan just has to score a point. It doesn't matter if Juno puts in the best lap ever. As long as Penguin scores, he's won the championship.
So, yeah, well, welcome back, lad, as well. Juno, P4 on a set of soft tyres. The safety car caused by Pani crashing, but he's back in the race. 4 runners retired: Valid, the Ducks, Labadane, and Pockets. Juno, not only, if he wants to have any chance of winning the driver's standing, 2 things need to happen. Thing number 1, he needs to get to the front of the race with fastest lap. And number 2, Penguin needs to DNF. There is only 10 runners. He will score a point no matter where he finishes, if he finishes the race. So all Penguin needs to do here is finish the Grand Prix. Mercedes are getting a lot of points in the constructor standings here. I have imagined Striker will be letting Juno past at the start of the restart.
Honestly, at this point, I don't think Juno's thinking about the Drivers' Championship. I think they're thinking as a team to go for the constructors.
Yeah, gaining as many points as they possibly can. 25 would be quite the margin heading towards Brazil, where they will be going for the constructor standings. Both Alpines out of the race. Pockets having AI problems, valid. Hitting the wall, and then he pitted onto mediums. He's quite far behind the pack, decides to call it quits, but safety car came out. Maybe if he stayed out, he might have had a better chance. So we don't know if that was the main cause of the issue. Safety car going to be out for another lap here, unless Pani can catch him just before the final bit of the corner, but I think he's going to be out for another lap. I don't know if you, Vlad, how long have you been away for? I didn't see when you left.
Probably like lap 15 or something.
Did you see what happened with Ledux?
Oh, where he just smashed into the back of...
He went into Davidus.
Yes.
I don't know what that was. I assume that'll be investigated by the stewards. So no need to talk about it here. It's happened. Nothing we as commentators can do about it. But the pack is now closed up, and as we head for lap 24 on the safety car, we're going to head up to lap 25 when it comes in. How do you guys think this race is going to end? Do you think Penguin, Fake and Striker can hold? Well, obviously Striker's not going to hold back Juno, but do you think Penguin and Fake can stop Juno's charge here?
I think there's a good chance that... I'm not sure if Fake will try and fight with Penguin, because obviously you want the race win, but he won't have the DRS for the first 2 laps. That's going to be really important for him passing around here, especially with Penguin's pace that he's shown throughout the rest of this race. But Juno on the softer tyres, obviously the pack is closed up. It will make his life a lot easier, but not near the end of the race. The tyres will die up very, very quickly.
Well, we were just saying as well, Vlad, the hard tyres died after 16 laps, and that was with safety cars.
Yeah, it is a tough call to make for Penguin and Fake. Penguin just wants the track position. It isn't necessarily important to his goals, but you know, it's the difference between the strategy of the two drivers, of different drivers. Each of them have their benefits and thingies. Track position is obviously good, but so are softer tyres.
Yeah. Back in the old Abu Dhabi, track position was king. Very difficult to overtake. Remember 2010 when Fernando Alonso got stuck behind, was it Petrov?
Vitaly Petrov, yeah.
Vitaly Petrov. But Penguin there looking to warm his hard tyres up. He knows he struggled at the restart the last time on hard tyres. Striker will not be looking to hold up Juno here. I imagine he'll be letting him pass as soon as he humanly can, without hopefully losing any more positions. Obviously everyone behind him is on soft tyres, apart from Periland, who pitted onto a set of mediums. Here we go. 5 laps remaining at Abu Dhabi. Penguin, as it stands, is World Drivers' Champion. Juno needs a miracle for it not to happen and for it to go to Brazil. But the restart is about to get underway here at Abu Dhabi. Penguin leads over the line from Striker as Striker instantly lets Juno pass. No waiting whatsoever. Penguin leads into the first corner, followed by Fake, who runs wide like he did at the last restart. And Juno, with that extra grip, going to be using it as much as he possibly can. As look at Fake struggling on the restart there, just having a few problems restarting here. As Juno going to look to make the move as soon as he possibly can. Davidus getting ahead of Pickle Rick as well, as Jacob gets ahead of Striker, and Jacob up into P4. Striker will try and fight him back, but the old hard tyres. Here comes Juno. He's got to make this move count. The softs are not going to last forever. Will he try and dive down the inside? No DRS enabled for the first 3 laps after a safety car restart. But now down the second back straight, can he possibly make the move? Fake's going to struggle around this left-hander, and it looks like the hard tyres are actually really struggling here at the restart like they did on the previous start.
Yeah, there will be the call. The soft tyres seem to be the call from now, but it comes to later in the race, the last 1 or 2 laps, where I think the hards will start to come in, because the soft tyres are probably about 10% already. Oh, not 10%, that's a bit much, but there'll be high wear by the end of this race, and a lot of pace will be lost.
the Thunder having a spin there as well. So Striker down to 6th on his old hard tyres. It's only Fake and Penguin that seems to be holding on at the moment. Penguin pulling out a big gap, well, about a second gap there. Jacob also looking to get interested in this battle for second and first. Fake runs wide once again, really struggling on these hard tyres. They're on 16 laps now, the hards. Had a couple of laps behind the safety car, which will help them, but I think they're going to really struggle on those hard tyres at the end of the race, Red.
Oh yeah, most definitely. As I mentioned before, Abu Dhabi is rough on tires. So yeah, they'll be struggling, but I'd say they can hold it off.
Striker's lost another position there. He's dropped down to P7. He's battling with Davidas. And was it the right call to leave Striker out? You think you pit both Mercs? You might as well. But anyway, here comes Juno. He's much closer to Fake now. This is surely Juno's opportunity to get past the Haas driver. He's going to switch to the inside line. He's going wheel to wheel, the Haas. He squeezes the Haas the Haas squeezes the Mercedes as much as he can, but the extra grip for Juno will allow him to get the corner
And
done.
the
But
switchback of dreams.
Fake gets the switchback of dreams. Juno has to get off the throttle. Jacob now trying to dive down the inside. Like he did. Oh, Jacob! And, oh, it's a big
crash.
It's a big crash. Perry lands round. Juno spun again. And it's a big crash, Jacob, into the wall.
Full safety car again.
And it's another full safety car.
Juno's retired from the session.
Juno retires and left the session.
Big runners for the Constructors' Championship out of the race.
And that's
balance it out, really.
And that's Penguin World Champion.
There it is.
That's
Penguin.
Oh, and
Champion
Fake gets a
of
5-second
season
time
4.
penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He boxed for a new set of tyres. He got a 5-second time penalty for his troubles.
The
Oh,
Constructors' Championship now is going to be very, very interesting because 3 drivers, one of each team in the running for the Constructors' Championship, is retired, so it's completely balanced out now.
and Davidas is now running in 3rd place here at Abu Dhabi in his Alfa Romeo. Will be his first podium in DRC. He does have a 3-second time penalty to worry about, but just striking out gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits under the safety car. That's an interesting one. Juno is still in the race, but I think he's disconnected from the session, so that'll be his AI running. Jacob is now in P9 after that incident, so
That is my mistake. I thought he retired.
for Jacob's sake, let's hope that doesn't happen tomorrow. So Perryland running on the medium tyres here, 5-lap-old mediums for Perryland, 5-lap-old softs for Davidas. The safety car's not going to be out for long here. If it might be out just for this lap, and it will be just out for this lap. It's going to go straight back in.
Juno and Jacob have not caught up at all.
No.
So there's no chance of points for those 2 drivers. And I'm looking at Juno here. I'm pretty sure he's also got the pit limiter deal with Hall at the back of the pack.
Well,
No, he hasn't. Sorry.
Perryland.
Well, he's not got fast. He has.
Perryland's been in a bit of a weird race. Perryland. He got spun around by one of the Mercs. Both Mercs now running P8 and P9. They were running pretty much next to each other in the podiums. And can Perryland now be the man to attack 17-lap-old hard tyres for Penguin? He is doing a tremendous job keeping those hards going. The safety cars are helping him.
I don't think I don't think he holds it off. Not this time around.
Well, he is world champion. No result will change that now. But here we go. Heading on to lap 28. It's a good restart from Penguin, but he has a massive snap on the exit of the final corner as we head on to lap 28 and 29. Just 2 laps to go. Look how much Perryland can break into that first corner. Davidas, after getting taken out, he is now running in P3 and challenging for the podium. Look how much more grip Davidas has on Perryland there. Will he try and move into 2nd place? He won't dive down the inside like a certain driver has done in the past. Pani trying to battle for P6. He gets switched back by Fake, who's now back on the charge. Davidas looking to try and get past Perryland. He needs to pull out a 3-second gap to guarantee him a podium finish. Striker Boy attacking Pani as well. They're going to go wheel to wheel. Pani's broke so late. He's almost got to the back of Fake. That was so late on the brakes. Striker Boy now into 6th.
Well. Ireland's got a slipstream coming down the back straight. Pereira's going to switch to the outside. Can he make it around the outside of turn 9? He's lit on the brakes. He goes very, very deep. Can he get a good enough exit to stay around the outside? Penguin just keeps the position, but Ireland will be very, very close. We've seen the move happening here. Not very successful, but it won't be close enough to go for it. Almost in the back of Penguin there.
Pereland picked up a 3-second time penalty for his troubles. He's not going to win the race, even if he gets past Penguin. So I think as it stands, Pickle Rick will be on the podium. If Davidas can get in front of Pereland, it might give him a podium finish. As we're on to the
Davidas has a 3-second penalty as well.
final lap of the race. Fake, he's got a 5-second time penalty. Davidas runs off wide. This might give him another time penalty, it doesn't. Penguin, 19 lap old hard, is just got to keep this to the end of the race. He's just got to keep within 3 seconds. And he will win Abu Dhabi and be crowned in driver standings the winner. Davidas so late on the brakes. Pickle Rick and Striker are battling as well. Fake is lost out to both drivers. Striker now into fourth. It's chaos at the end of Abu Dhabi. Here comes Pickle Rick, no DRS enabled. Ready the drivers. Pereland dives down the inside of Penguin. Penguin lets him go. He just needs to stick within 3 seconds. And the rest of the field all battling out. Panny's lost out again. Jacob trying to go all around the outside of him. Can Davidas come back at Penguin? Penguin coming back at Pereland though. Why is he going to try that move? He doesn't need to. Can he try it up the inside? He can't swing one up the inside. Davidas trying to close in as much as he can. I think Davidas might get a podium here. Jacob's run wide. Can Davidas do the switch back on Jacob? He looks for a move up the inside. He just got to keep it clean. Striker now challenging Davidas for the final podium spot. This is literally up to the line, but Pereland will cross the line to come in second place. Here comes Striker and Davidas. They cross the line at the same time. Doesn't matter, but Pickle Rick gets on the podium. He's kept a gap just enough. That is a chaotic end to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. But we have crowned the Drivers' Champion. Penguin is your winner of Abu Dhabi. He's your winner of the Drivers' Championship. And a chaotic end to Abu Dhabi. Wow, that was a bit ridiculous, Vlad.
A bit reminiscent of 2021, maybe.
Maybe a bit.
Yeah. That was really fun to watch. That just drivers all over the place for the last 2 laps. It's really, just really going for the position, all or nothing.
Well, Pickle Rick does get a podium finish. Pereland also, but there is your world champion, Penguin, standing tall here at Abu Dhabi. He's got 1 race left to score some more points for Red Bull. Mercedes lost out. Alpine lost out. The only man who didn't lose his head was Penguin. Somehow he kept that going in a straight line, and he's won another race. But it's a race that wins him his first Drivers' Championship. As we roll on to Brazil, hopefully for another ridiculous race. Jacob does finish P4 madly from back of the grid. Pickle Rick does get a podium finish. That might be his first podium finish as well, actually. Pereland in second, and Penguin in first. Roll on the drivers' interviews. Let's get Pickle Rick in here. He's in the cool-down room. He's already ready. He's already ready, Vlad.
He's excited.
Well, let me just close F1
Try and drag all the
quickly.
drivers in before they get out. Okay, who do we need?
We need Pereland and Penguin. We'll talk to Penguin last, of course, because he is Drivers' Champion.
Move Ireland to cool down room. Okay, we haven't got Penguin. Where Penguin is? Penguin needs to
I'm
come
sure
in the
Penguin
box.
will join, I'm sure. Right, let's bring in Pickle Rick first, because obviously that was a bit of a mad one. So, Pickle Rick, where is he? Cons box. Pickle Rick, 3rd place in Abu Dhabi. He's not. He's left. He's left. He left. the country.
Nope. He's okay.
He
Wait,
left comms.
he's still there. He's in cool down room, so just I'll drag him in for you.
Get Pickle Rick.
Hold on, my Discord isn't working. Okay, here we go.
Right,
Hello, Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick.
Hello.
Hello. I was doing your intro, mate. You left.
Too excited.
Right, P3, mate. From 11th from the grid. A bit chaotic those last few laps. But you've ended
Yeah.
up on the podium because time penalties. But that's what you do. You got to keep it clean, mate.
I saw all the time penalties, mate, on the last lap, and I was just like, just be clean. Just
Jack,
don't do anything silly. So,
is that your first podium? Um,
second in a row, actually.
Second in a row. Well done. It's a solid race for Ferrari. A good podium as well. And yeah, keeping it clean. I don't know where Ferrari are in the constructor standings. I'm just gonna have a look. They're fifth, but that's a good amount of points. Will take you probably near McLaren as well. So that battle for fourth in the constructor standings. So yeah, well done to you, mate. It seemed like a bit of a
Thank you.
chaotic race though.
It was. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Really good fun.
So we go off to Brazil for the final race. You looking forward to Brazil?
It's one of my favorite tracks. So yeah, it's to be fair, a lot of the grid are really strong in Brazil, so it's going to be a great race next week.
Maybe another podium.
Hopefully, I'll
Well,
try my best.
Thank you, man. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers, guys.
Right, we're gonna bring in the man who finished in second place. He's already in. Perryland, second place. Almost had the win, but that 3-second time penalty right at the end lost you the win. How do you feel, man?
Well, I'm gonna refute one of the warnings that I got because it was in
Ooh.
lap 1 and I got bumped off to the side.
Controversy.
But
It's-
yeah, either way, it was a fun race. Very
Yeah.
crazy.
Very
I got-
chaotic.
I got rammed in the back though.
Yeah, we
at
saw
the
that. I think it was
beginning.
by the
That's what she said.
It was Striker Boy.
it was
yeah.
Striker. Yeah,
But
Striker.
We don't talk about it.
It was
But yeah.
odd, but yeah, well done, mate. That's second place. Helps Aston Martin get a few more points as well to move you guys, I think, up towards P7 or P6 in the constructors. So that's good.
Well,
For
I'm a
you.
reserve, so but yeah.
Well, it still helps though, doesn't it? Still
Yeah,
always
yeah,
helps.
it helps. Still helps.
Well, Paraland, are you racing in Brazil? Do you know if you're going to be racing there?
Probably.
Well,
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy Brazil. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Right, and we're going to bring in. Well, there's only one band to bring in. Vlad, drag him in.
The
Your-
man,
Ladies
the
and
myth,
gentlemen,
the legend.
your
Hello.
driver's champion for season 4. It
Hey.
is Penguin. Penguin, you only needed 1 point from that race, mate, but you still decided to go on and win it on 20 lap old hard tires. How was that race? It seemed mad from where we were watching.
Okay, well, the first safety car was a legend, unfortunately, because my teammate caused it. But I'm pretty sure that fucked Valid's strategy completely.
It
I got to
did, yep.
pit, he didn't pit, so that was great. Well, for me, not for him. And then the second safety car made me pucker up real bad. I thought it was over. But I managed to defend up until the very last lap on 20 lap old hards versus Perry's 5 lap old mids up until two
Yeah.
corners until the end, and he had a 3-second penalty anyway. So
Yeah, picked up
it
that
do be
3-second
like that
penalty
sometimes.
right at the end of the race, so that cost him. But
Also,
yeah,
fake taking away my fastest lap by 2/10, so I don't have a grand slam makes me pretty sad. But
that is very
it do be like
sad.
that sometimes.
Yeah. But as we said, you literally needed 1 point from that race to be drivers champion. Juno was your closest challenger. The only way he could beat you or bring it towards Brazil would be he had to win with a fast lap and you had to score no points.
I thought it was 3 points.
What?
I thought it was 3. I thought it was a 3-point diff. I thought I needed 3 points, but
No, you just need 1. We worked it out. Well, Vlad worked it out. So if it's not right, blame Vlad.
all right.
But yeah, so Penguin, your drivers champion. But
Yes.
there's still a championship to be decided in the constructors standings. Now, it seemed for a lot of that race it was swinging towards Mercedes. They were scoring good points. Then Juno got taken out, and then Striker finished towards the back of further down the field due to penalties. You scoring 25 points is very good for the team, but it's still all to play for in Brazil.
Yes, it is. We need to get some points. I need to be high up in the standings, and Lou needs to try and finish a race in the points. It's not exactly his fault. This race, he got ran up the back by, I think, Ledux, who damaged his rear wing. So he was racing with a damaged rear wing on Abu Dhabi, which is pretty hard. But yeah, we need some points for next race. Hopefully we can secure the constructors as well, but I'm pretty glad I secured the drivers today. Less
Well,
pressure for next time.
Exactly. Well, thank you, mate, for joining us. It's been a pleasure watching you race this season. Good luck in Brazil. But ladies and
Thank you, thank
gentlemen, your driver's champion. Sorry, not your driver's standing. I'm very tired. Your driver's champion for season 4 Penguin, thank you very much for joining us, mate.
Thank you for having me.
Right. Well, Red and Vlad, first of all, let's talk about another. It seemed to be another DRC race that had a bit too much chaos in it. We like a
This name is
chaotic race, but it seemed to be crash this, crash that, didn't it?
Yeah, it's 2 races in a row that haven't been the best. Obviously, Singapore is Singapore, but for Abu Dhabi, there was a few mistakes just reeled in there, which accidents do happen. But I hope we can keep it clean through into August for the season finale.
Yeah. Well, so and Red, thanks
Brazil
for.
will definitely not be clean. Trust me.
Well,
It will definitely not be clean.
Red, first of all, how is your
Have some
audio
faith.
cleared up now
Oh my god!
after you finished the race?
I
Wait.
have no idea, my guy.
Oh, it's not even going robot after a while. It's perfectly clear.
God's sake. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. We still have, so tomorrow is tier 1. Another champion can be crowned there, but I will do everything in my power to make that not happen. I will win that race, even if it kills me, which it might. Are you commentating that one, Red?
I'll be there. Yes,
Well,
I
Red will
will
be
be
there. Vlad will be racing. Vlad's on my side, as always. And then you'll talk to us for the final time in Brazil next Saturday. Join us for the final race. Obviously, no drivers standings to fight for, but a big battle in the constructors standings. So thank you all for joining us. I hope you all enjoyed Abu Dhabi, and we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Tier 1.
Goodbye.